So something that I wanted to share with you. So as many of you know, I did a workshop today called Prepare Your Heart for Love, 10 easy ways to let go of the past and open your heart for love, increase your vibration, something along the lines of that. And one of the things that I wanted to share with you was principle number 9, which is create living love art, because this is really near and dear to my heart. And I thought it would just be a fun thing to pop in here and share with you. Because there's something about, of course, we need to do the mental clearing, we need to do the emotional processing, we've got to, clear out the gunk inside, we've got to make space in our lives for love. And there's something about using art, because art speaks directly to the unconscious, and it really supports us in planting new pictures into our consciousness. Marissa, baby, I see your eyes on me. Hey, Seppi. Hey there, welcome. So this is a super fun practice, and especially some of you ladies that I know from USM, you might appreciate some of you single ladies. So back in 2005, when I was going through my laboratory of love, which, it was the year that I fully dedicated to using my dating experience as research for how connected I was being to myself. So I'd go down a date and I would do inventory afterwards of like, was I holding my breath? Did I, was I not speaking up? Did I order a salad, but really I wanted a filet because I didn't want him to think XYZ, or did I kiss him too soon, or whatever. So each date that I went on through this year, I was really investigating who I became in the dating process. It was a brilliant year. I transformed my entire relationship paradigm within this year and quickly called in Nicholas, which is my beloved. So this is one of the 10 practices that I have found using neuroscience and modern psychology and mysticism that really supports us in creating a field, our field of consciousness, so that way we are more connected to the experience of love and nurturing it internally, so then it can be made manifest in our life. So number 9, creating living love art. This was my living love journal. So I created, this was an entire collage journal that I did get dedicated to happy, healthy, wealthy Gabriella, happy, healthy, wealthy Gabriella in relationship. This page here, it's a collage, it's called an ideal scene. It's the technology from the University of Santa Monica. And all of these spokes represent experiences that I was calling in loving partnership. So I titled it, I am sharing the joys of my life with my beloved husband, calling in my soulmate, this or something better for the highest good. And that there were spokes such as, I am joyfully, enthusiastically, and gratefully living my passion and my purpose. I am free to be me, and my man supports me in this. Or I am deeply grateful for my soulful divine partnership with my husband. We share loving from the deep wellspring of our being. So this is a beautiful practice. Just, it's really like mapping out the quality of experience that we want to have. Happy, healthy Gabriella. This was when I was doing a lot of public speaking and traveling around and not doing a fair amount of keynotes. So this was about my work and contribution in the world. Joyful, radiant, expressive me. And all of this, because this is, relationships are the outpicturing of how connected and content we are in our lives. I wrote a letter to him, and where I was describing him just using my mind's eye. And some of you know this story. If you know me, I think Marissa, I've shared this with you. So I wrote this to Nicholas way before I met Nicholas, chronicling what qualities he possessed, what qualities he exhibited, what he was devoted to, what he was like. And it really was just a snapshot of our shared experience together. So the qualities that he embodied, I call these your hell yeses. They are your non-negotiable must-have, value alignments. God, that word wasn't coming out. And so this was a letter to him describing it. So for those of you that don't know me, Nicholas is 20 years my senior, and he's British. I did not know that at the time that was what I was calling in. It opens up saying, my love, you are a European king who is older than I am, sophisticated, elegant, and cultured. And then it goes on, you are deeply committed to your service and to your spiritual evolution. I mean, it goes on to describe Nicholas to a T. So I made this, I used to nurture it and read it when I was really in that process of dating. Nicholas and I got together, we've been together for years now. I found this a few years ago when in 2012, when we bought this house and we're moving in, and I was reading it, I'm like, oh my God, It's a living picture of Nicholas. So that's extraordinary. So more just images. This was a letter that I would write letters from my beloved to me, again, before I met him, but just what he was devoted to, like what he was dedicated to, how he supports me and cherishes me, how he's devoted to my radiance and doing all that he can to ensure that my heart flower is given the nutrient, sunshine, and water to be blossoming at all times. I promise to hear you, hold you, prize you, and play with you. You are the most beautiful, deep, insightful, brilliant woman I've ever known. I will always love you, and I will do everything in my power to make you happy. I mean, I was sharing this within my Foundations of Extraordinary Love program, the 8-week group that we're about to kick off, and I got all misty-eyed, and it gets me every time, because this is my living experience of how he loves me. And yes, we're human and we have our challenges, yet our challenges are held within such a field of loving. I love being by your side. I am, rest assured, knowing that I'm committed to our relationship as being a fertile sanctuary of vitality, aliveness, awakening, and loving. I mean, this is a living template of what we experience. And it just really touches my heart how, see, it's just really that powerful, ladies. So I just offer this to you as a message of hope and possibility. If you're in the place of preparing your heart, preparing your life, preparing your world for your beloved, like the time, I am so grateful for the time that I dedicated and devoted to clearing out all of the old stories, clearing out the cobwebs, and then also stepping into that which I was calling in based on what was written in my heart. And so this just is my message to you of like, stay the path. It is so worth it. I am so grateful for every minute that I dedicated to really preparing myself to partnership. And so just having this experience here of reading this, I wrote this in 2005. It's really extraordinary to see how it's come into fruition. And if it's possible for me, it's possible for you. And this is something that in my 8-week program, which by the way, we opened the doors for today. We've got 5 more seats available. We're making room actually for 5 more women. So if you want to jump on this bandwagon, I took that year-long laboratory of love that I brought myself to, and over the past 14 years, I've condensed it into an 8-week process that really walks a woman through transforming her entire relationship to relationship. And I'm just so grateful for how effective this is. It's worked miracles for me. I've watched it work miracles for hundreds of other women, and I know it can for you too. So more collaging, hot Euro men, more collaging. So it's living love. It's living love art that was just dedicating, the essence of what I was calling forward into my life and my experience. And these are decrees. I created relationship decrees. It was sort of like oaths that I was calling us forward into, for example, we take care of ourselves and reside in peace, love, joy, and grace. We promise to look for and see the glory in each other at all times. We are willing to do what it takes to restore ourselves to peace in service to love. I commit to inspecting myself first and taking responsibility for my upset and defining my way back to you when needed. So these were just really well thought out relationship decrees that I came up with, that my experience is, this is the living template for what Nicholas and I share together. More hot Euro men. So I just shared this with you. It's a joyful process. Again, you, especially creating living love from art, anything that lifts that buoyancy in our hearts and just starts pressing into the universe, what it is that we feel inside of us, that we're connected to, that we have a yearning for, we have a longing for, and then just in creating art around it. So we have living symbols, living physical representations of this experience that we're calling ourselves forward into and really pressing into the ethers. That's what we're ready for. So I would love to see what your living love art is, if you've created some. And I'm going to go meet my brother Ian for a walk on the beach right now. So I hope whatever you are doing this evening is beautiful, and I will sign off and see you on the other side.